All right, hi everyone. I wanted to give a little screencast here for just an orientation to Nota Bene. Unfortunately, we decided that for the moment anyway, we'd revert back to the first version of Nota Bene, and so I wanted to make a little instructions for that. So the first thing is to sign up for NB, and you should have received an announcement via Canvas that gave you a link to signing up for Nota Bene. And once you're there, it asks you to sign up with your UC Davis email and your name first and last as they might appear in the Canvas gradebook. That's how I'm going to sync grades between Nota Bene and the gradebook. So make sure to sign up with your UC Davis account. You can go to nb.mit.edu. That's the URL that'll take you to a place like that. And then log in to NB, and I've also signed in with my UC Davis account here. And when we sign in, that will take you to the main NB interface. And so here's a bunch of courses that I have, and you guys will probably have just one course in your list, unless you've taken a class with NB before. So my controls will be a little bit different than yours, but this will look pretty similar. You should be able to click on your course, and then up here there's a little window. Sometimes it opens closed, sometimes it opens by default open. Either way, you can click on the contents of the course and just open and close it. If you've been enrolled in Facciati Section B, don't worry about it. It's such a big class. I'm just trying to spread things out a little bit for management and kind of computer load purposes. So I split the group into a couple groups here. All right, so right now should be 5 reading assignments, and you'll notice that the first 3 were marked as no for assignment, and that means that they don't have a due date. Remember the first week I said go ahead and read the PDFs, and so, but if you want to go at them online here, there's some interactive things for some of these that are worth maybe looking into. And then these other 2 assignments, 4 and 5 for week 2, have a due date. It says yes, there's a due date, and they're due the 15th, January 15th at 11:59 p.m. So you need to get all your commenting in done by then, and that's the same due date that should appear in the Canvas. So the due dates will appear in Canvas. You should know just by default that they're going to be Friday at 11:59 each week, but you got another reminder here for this particular reading that that's due at that time. All right, so let's go ahead and click on one of these, and we'll click on that reading, and that'll take us to the reading itself in LibreText. So here's the reading in LibreText, and notice the first time you get here, way in the upper right hand corner, there's a teeny little button that says login to NB. Sometimes you go to the website, I don't quite understand why, but the button doesn't appear. So just sometimes it takes like refreshing it once or twice to get that button to appear. So just refresh your screen or your web page, and reload it a couple times, and the button will usually appear. All right, so we're going to log into NB. We're going to push the button, and then we're going to log in with our NB credentials, the same ones we used to log into NB to begin with. So make sure to use your Nota Bene login and not your UC Davis login or some other login, but the Nota Bene login. Click OK, and that will open up a sidebar here. All right. So that opens up the NB interface. So this is just a layer over the top of the other web page that is there for us to interact and comment, etc. There is a little, right now I have this set to full screen. The LibreText folks have put this little bar here recently, and that on the left, and that sometimes eats the text underneath. I don't want to demonstrate it now, but you can resize your window a little bit, and then the text will justify properly. That's a bug all around that I'm not quite sure how to get fixed, but we're working on. Anyway, you should be able to resize the window and see that just fine. Okay, so let's see. We're reading. We've got some nice figures that we're looking at. And what we would like you to do is to, stop periodically and think about what it is that you're reading about. Now, I'm not going to do a whole demonstration of that. I just want to show you mechanically how this works. But let's say that you have some something to add about the carboxylic acid functional group. You would highlight that text, and that'll pop up a little window here down in the bottom right. That's the NB commenting interface. And since this is going in your reading right now, I will just kind of say, this is a comment that Facciati is making to illustrate how to comment in NB. It'll go in the screencast. And then I'm going to add a little hashtag here by looking down at the emoji and saying, oh, that's a useful comment. I'm going to mark that with useful. We'll be swapping some of these emoji out pretty soon. But anyway, all right, there you go. And I don't know, you want to make screencast bold, you can do that. You can add links, justify, makes lists, what have you. And I'm going to share that with my entire class. I can request a reply if I want. And I'm going to say submit. That comment now shows up in the list of comments here. I'm not going to expose whoever this student is by clicking on their comments, but so let's see what happens. I can click on my comment. It'll show the highlighted text and show the comment that's here. In this case, it shows that this is me commenting. So there's a little me green box here. And then there's a little I box saying that the instructor has commented. And so if you guys want to sort later for instructor comments or just your comments or whatever you want, you can do that. I'll show you in a second. All right, to reply to comments, you push this little arrow here. That'll open up a box. I am replying to myself for demonstration purposes only. There we go. Let's ask a question. All right. Submit. And here we go. Now we've started a thread. I'm talking to myself. It's very healthy. All right. So that's the idea. And you can go through and read your fellow classmates' comments. You can also sort by click some of these buttons and sort for just your threads. You can sort for things that are tagged. So let's sort for that, and that'll bring up all of the comments that were flagged with question. If maybe you'll find it fun to go through and see where your classmates asked questions, and you can go through and answer them. There are other filters available, so you can sort by length of responses or length of threads, etc. So go ahead and play around with that. The idea is, right, to get you every now and then to stop and reflect and kind of synthesize your thoughts or ask a question when you're confused, and also, take advantage of the fact that a lot of your classmates may have answers to some of the questions, and you guys can have a little discussion in the margin, but like right in the course material itself. So nothing to stress about. It's just as if you were taking notes in the margin of your page, if you had a printed book. And on top of that, you can share those notes with your classmates and have discussions on them. So that's it for NB.